I built this greenhouse about a month ago in the normal style that I try to build stuff, cheap or almost free. And I think it ended up being one of the best ways that you can actually build a greenhouse, one of the best designs. I'm sure you can find better ways. So this is its best feature. I don't have it buttoned down all the way since it's not been that cold yet. But we're supposed to get down to 20s here in a couple days. Hard to believe because right now it's in the 70s. So the way I fasten these wire on, a screwdriver probably better for this, is I use this, it's called wiggle wire. I just found it on Amazon. The reason it's called wiggle wire because you got to wiggle it back and forth to get it in and out of this track. But it's really good because you can take your plastic loose. For what I'm about to show you. All right, here comes the coolest part about this greenhouse. So on the bottom here, I've got a pipe. It's a top rail for a chain link fence. And the way I have it attached to the top, this is actually double plastic. So I folded it in half with a pipe inside, put it up against the house, and I had holes drilled in the pipe so that I could zip lag bolts. So then it's lagged right into the house. And the bottom here, I just kind of rolled the plastic onto the pipe and zipped self-tapping screws into it so I can do this. And that is a feature I'm proud of. So with most greenhouses, you know, they can use them, you know, in the cooler weather. That's what they're made for, of course. But then that ground, you can get them with roll-up sides and try to vent them. But if you're in the south, they're just really too hot, to do anything with them in the summer. So what I'm hoping to do is, instead of planting tomatoes in the garden in April, is starting to have ripe tomatoes in April. So I just use cattle panels, as you can see. And here on the end, I went and sandwiched this cattle panel between two layers. This is actually a LP smart siding. Just like an OSB, but a really strong OSB. It doesn't break, it's very flexible. It's a siding for sheds or whatnot. And we use that at work. And so I just got 3-inch strips, sandwiched it in there, stapled my end plastic on that, and then put my wiggle wire track on there. So, you know, when I shut it, and button it down and it's very tight. For the bottom here, I just got these wooden oak stakes that I had cut on the sawmill and just put them in down there. They're a lot closer. Right here, there's actually some concrete under the ground, so I wasn't able to get much in there. And yeah, I just used all reclaimed stuff. Just kind of figured it out as I went. And then I put these stakes along there, put the wire against it, and put this piece on the inside to kind of straighten my wall up a little bit. Then when I unroll that pipe, it goes down against that. And the reason I put this here is because I thought I'd have to use clamps or something and clamp it against that board. But with it being zipped down on the ends, it seems to be pretty solid. And if you have a greenhouse, you probably know about this feature, but if you don't, this is something I didn't know existed until I started looking up greenhouses, is this vent here, electric free, opens by itself when it reaches in the 70s, low 70s. It has a gas cylinder here that heats up, and it just expands this rod out and opens up your vent. So I've got one on each end of this greenhouse so air can draw through. So, like, this is just rednecked. Like, a lot of you probably wouldn't want this on your house, but I just screwed on a 2x2 or 1.25" or whatever it was, and put this panel up there, screwed another one on top to sandwich it in there. Very, you know, slapped together there, but it's working. You can't really see, but this is how I attached it up here, because there's a pipe up in there. I just poked a hole in there, and I had to go through the hole drill in the pipe, and there's legs going right into the house. So, I mean, there's not really any way you can climb on top of these panels to get up in there to fasten it any other way. So I didn't level anything. On that end where you guys are at, it's level, so the shape is different. But at this end, that drops down 18 inches from this corner, and so then that shape is different. But it all works out. Like, there's no point in trying to go into all that extra work. It's just it'll grow plants just as good. So the dimensions are, I went 8 feet high on the high end, then I went 12 feet out, which I was surprised. I thought I'd only be able to go 10 feet maybe. And I can stand, you know, this close until I start bumping my head. But you just bend over to work on that end, works pretty good. So the reason I went against the house, so there's 2 bedrooms here, and at the end of the hallway there's our wood stove. So what my plan is, we'll see how well all this works, but is to have both of these windows open and have a fan sucking in or blowing out and be circulating that air and heat the greenhouse at night. Also, if it would work, I don't know how well it would work, but it would work to help heat your house during the daytime. So there's all sorts of reasons. I guess solarium would be another, maybe be a name for this. People put solariums against their house. Well, this is a redneck solarium. You might be wondering about snow load. Well, we're in Tennessee, and 5-6 inch snows are tops, and we don't even get those every year. But this is pretty strong. I got these braces put in here, and if it does get to be, you know, too much snow, just get a long handled broom and just brush it off. I don't see that being a problem, because this side goes down really steep. I think it'll be fine. So I'm still new to this greenhouse thing, so I don't have a whole lot of stuff planted. But here on this end, I got some cabbages, and those are all lettuces right there, and they're growing great. Got some basil and spinach, and got some herbs down there, cilantro and things. Then as an experiment, I've got 4 tomato plants here, and I've got some cucumbers along the back there, thinking maybe they can grow up along here. Don't know how those will do in the wintertime, but if I can at least keep those tomatoes alive till early spring, maybe they'll really shoot up and have some early tomatoes. But you won't know unless you try. So I hope I didn't miss anything. Oh, maybe cost. So I don't know how much it cost, because this is used greenhouse plastic that my sister-in-law was nice enough to give to me. The lumber is all reclaimed lumber. Actually had the cattle panels already. Of course, had to buy those at some point, but they're cattle panels we use in our garden. But now I'm thinking, instead of planting our cucumbers and vining things in the garden, I'll just plant them in here and let them vine up and help shade it, keep the greenhouse even cooler during the summer. A lot of things to play with there. So the only things I had to go out and buy, I had to buy some hinges for these, and these gas door vent openers, and the wiggle wire track. So I still spent, you know, $200–300 on it. I'll link those gas jets and that wiggle wire in the description, so you guys can go check it out. I I know this handle here for rolling and unrolling it is about as redneck as it gets. I put it on temporary till I get another handle. Well, it works so well, it probably won't get another handle. So while I was editing, I realized I didn't explain a few things. There's a pipe that I screwed along the house up there, and I had drilled holes in it. That's a double layer of plastic. Then I wrapped the plastic around the pipe, slid it up against the house, reached underneath, and drilled in. So it's a double layer going all the way down. There's actually a double layer of plastic on the whole greenhouse. I figured it'd help insulate it at night and keep it warmer, and the plastic was free, so why not? Also, I forgot to mention what that IBC tote is for. I'm gonna block it up where it's about 2 feet off the ground. Then I'm gonna run our gutter, run a pipe into it to fill it up with water for 2 reasons. One, of course, to water plants in the greenhouse, and the other is I'm gonna paint it black to keep algae from growing, but also to soak up heat during the day, so it'll be like a radiant heater at night and help heat the greenhouse as well. Well, thanks for watching. Build yourself a greenhouse, and God bless.